Listen up, Denver. Welcome to the Park House. This week on the couch, we have Fox Street Allstars, Denver's own. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good. Thanks for taking time out today.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
So let's give everyone a little background on who you are, your presence here in Denver, what you've been doing. So how'd you guys get started?
Well, James and I have been playing together since we were real young. We went to middle school, high school together. We've done a number of projects over the years, but we kind of put together Fox Street about 5 years ago. And I'm not sure if that's kind of when you came into, but we met Skippy and Boulder. They knew each other, and then we all kind of intermingled with bands near the end of college, and three of us decided to start our own project.
And I moved down to Denver and started hanging out with these dudes, and it was like, hey man, we got this sweet gig at Herb's, it's like this crazy bar, and like it was one of those bars too, like especially when you were coming up, like it was kind of really tough to get gigs there. So it was like very enticing to like do it,
So when are you releasing the new album to the public? What are you doing you doing a show around it, or?
Well, so we got a couple things going on. You can pre-order a physical copy today from our online store, foxstreetallstars.com, you know what I mean? And then it's going to be available online, CD Baby and iTunes, February 26th.
Okay.
So, if you're not in town or you haven't ordered a copy,
release.
Yeah, the international, I suppose, it'll be online, February 26th, and then that same day, you lovely chaps are hosting a listening party at Mile High Spirits that same day, February 26th. And again, we appreciate all the support that you guys give to the band, and to all the bands around here. And then, the CD release party, we're doing it with, our best friend, Jonah's band, the Whales, at the LARIMER Lounge, March 2nd.
Whale party.
Yeah, Whale party.
Awesome.
So, and we're just really excited. It's going to feature the Black Swan singers who are going to be there. We've got a lot of special guests that are going to be, that will be playing, that were on the album. And of course, we've got like the newest member of our band, Mirko Altenbach, on saxophone. It's really just...
Yeah, he sat in at a Soulback session.
Yeah, he's a ripper.
There's just night and day difference between the first album and the second album. Not that the first album wasn't an awesome experience and an awesome product, but I mean, that took us about 2 years to just record.
September 2008 was when we started.
Yeah, and it took
November
forever. I mean, we
2010.
jumped through hoops, we re-recorded tunes,
Right.
we had different people playing on different stuff. Everything, like when we went in to work with Josh again for the second album.
Josh Fairman.
Yeah, and I mean, well, first off, it's notable to mention that he improved his studio like to another level
Tenfold,
with this.
yeah.
I mean, they got a new facility. They got this tape machine, so we did like a lot of it on 2-inch tape, which is awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, I think one thing we learned on this project, to kind of follow up with what he said, is, on our first, everyone always says you have, forever to do your first album, because that's kind of like makes the first impression. And I think the one advantage we had going in to make this album was that we'd been playing a lot of the songs for a long time, which, some bands don't necessarily work that way. There's something to be said for like writing a song and going and doing it. But for us, I think it's been, judging from the way songs were from the first album, the second album, I think it benefited us having to play however many, hundreds of shows in between having written a song, say like Take It or Leave It, which on the album we ended up doing with Joe from New Master Sounds, but we've been playing that for like 2 years.
It's kind of Spinal Tap a little bit for us, because we've only been a band for almost about 5 years, but we've probably gone through like 9 piano players or something. So like,
yeah,
I mean, that's really the truth. We were just like, because the sound, it's like we can go out there as a 4-piece and it's always supernatural and easy and fun. But with our band, it's definitely like, the more we can add to it, the bigger of a machine it kind of turns into, you know what I mean? So,
and Chris especially has melded like his personality with us so great, So I mean, I think he's an invaluable member to the team.
examples of piano players that we played with in the past. You know, we mentioned Bill McKay, who when we first started hiring him was still with Leftover Salmon. You know, he was in the Derek Trucks band for 5 years. He's always been doing lots of freelance stuff in addition to his own, you know, his own music. And then we also had Eric Blumenfeld, who was, you know, in Kinetics.
Right.
So, you know, hiring both of those guys, we always knew that it was going to be like, they were kind of like the guest with Fox Street Allstars. But like we said, when Chris came in, you know, we made him learn probably, you know, 200, 300 songs, and he really, like, you know, threw his weight into it and really proved that he was, you know, willing and able to do it. So that kind of showed us it was, you know, it's a whole different thing when you have someone who can kind of join on that level. So,
you know, you chose 2 really great covers for this album, and I think these covers really speak for you as a band, like both sides. You know, you chose a Stevie Wonder song, right, Living in the City, and then you chose a band song, you know, W.S. Walcott's. So you have like your traditional Americana roots rock, and then you have the soul, you know.
Living for the City, Skippy wanted to play for a show, and it just clicked with us really well. You know, I think at least me personally, I was a little skeptical at the beginning, but then like the second we started playing it in practice, I was like, oh, yeah, never mind.
That was one.
It just felt right.
This could be good. Not only could it be good, but we could do our own thing with this.
Right.
And,
yeah,
you know,
totally.
and then it obviously ended up on the album, because I think that when we started to go into the studio, we like the idea of putting a couple covers on each album, just because it kind of like represents where we came from a little bit.
Right.
And where you're
and then the Walcott was more of a tribute to Levant, you know.
because we do a hand, like, we're probably close to knowing what, like, probably at least 5, maybe, if not 10 tunes by the band that are in regular rotation.
Yeah, the barn was like...
And that was when Black Crowes was recording the Cabin Fever DVD,
But it was,
right?
yeah, it was the Before the Frost album. Was,
Oh, okay, yeah.
And, yeah, like he said, that was kind of one where we all looked at each other and an opportunity to get tickets to the very last night, because the first 4 sold out in 20 seconds or whatever it was. So we kind of looked at each other and were like, well, we never do anything as like the 3 of us for the band. We're like, let's just do that and go do it, because there wasn't much time to debate about it, and we kind of knew that it was like, okay, one of our favorite bands is recording an album at our other favorite band's house. We're like, well, then, all right, I guess we're going.
We're allowed to go.
Yeah. So, needless to say, that was definitely just kind of just seeing that, you know, and getting an opportunity to see Levon play, because that was not, you know, relatively, it wasn't all that long before he passed. So, to get to see that, to be together to see that was pretty special, you know.
And you brought up Joe Tatton from the New Master Sounds, you know, sitting in on the album and stuff. You've had a lot of guests on this album, some heavy hitters. So, you want to give me the rundown on?
Yeah, you know, we've got Joe and Bill, you know, on as guest piano players. I guess Joe Tatton plays the organ, and Bill is actually, I think some of Bill's best work on this album is his upright playing. It's just like absolutely phenomenal. You know, that's you know, that was one thing where it was just like, you know, we hadn't played with him for a while. He'd kind of been doing his own thing. We've been really busy, you know, and then he came into the studio and it was like, oh, I remember why we loved playing with this guy. You know what I mean?
I think
like so sick.
Because he plays on Upstream, which, you know, like you said, that was, you know, his parts really make that song, I feel like. If I'm wrong, same thing with that. He put that right in kind of the Bill Payne, like, Little Feet wheelhouse, you know. What else did he do? He did W.S. Walcott Medicine Show. I'm trying to think.
Did he do Dave's tune?
I thought Chris did the piano.
Chris did that. He did What I Know. So Bill did a major contribution.
Totally.
Yeah. And then we had, you know, obviously, which was a great addition, were the Black Swan singers, Carl Carwell and Coco Brown from the Black Swans. So this next tune that we're going to do is called What I Know, and it's another song off our new record. The song on the record actually features some great pedal steel work by John Macy and the Black Swan singers on background vocals. So it really was kind of a cool, kind of Ray Charles kind of country vibe song on the record. So hope y'all like it. but all I know is what I knew, yeah. Said you wanna go and have a good time. White eyes been keeping you away. If I got lost now, would you come find me? I'm that same old boy from yesterday. Time to time, it don't matter, no. It don't matter who I'm gonna play to. Long as I got that one thing, hey. That woman coming home to you, yeah. Put 'em in a man who wake up in the morning and work at 95. Put 'em in an architect, putting buildings in the sky. When I mean that same old man is the road we're into. Anything can happen with our love, baby. But all I know is what I know, yeah. Put 'em in a man who wake up in the morning and working that 9 to 5, yeah. Put 'em in an architect, putting buildings in the sky. No, I couldn't. When I mean that same old man, just the road that we're into. Anything can happen with our love. But I said